Hello and welcome to our booth, MakePro X at IBC 2022 in Amsterdam. It is in the morning, it is before the crowds move in. Great you're here early, great you're up early. Let us show you around our booth. On this table we gathered most of the hardware news we have to show. We completed our form factors. So far it was on table, now it is on table, in table, on wall and in rack. So whichever form factor suits you best, you can now fit fully customized controllers into your application. Then we have news, we have the PoE module ready. So this is the IP interface for a device which may be mounted in any device, and this can now be extended by this other module, which is a 90 watts PoE module. So it can drive fairly large units. So PoE is new. It's available right now. We're also happy to show you this little beast. It's our so-called CPU tile. It's a very powerful quad-core processor, 1.7 gigahertz ARM architecture. It runs on an open Linux. It runs glue, so you can embed high-level software into the device such that the device becomes autonomous, which is great for compact setups, for mobile setups. So if you populate this CPU tile, then your unit can speak target protocols like natively. So it's a powerful thing. It can be extended with graphics, HDMI. It features an SSD, which is nice for speed, but it's very important for reliability because SD cards break, SSDs don't. So this is a design which you can run for years, boot every day if you like or not, 24/7. It'll just keep working. It's made for their purpose. So then we have another cabling standard we're showing here. We're introducing, which is for installs. Sometimes or many times actually, you have more than one controller. You have a number of controllers, maybe in table, in a room, maybe in a hall. You have multiple places where you can operate your system, and you need an inexpensive, simple way to cable this. So we're showing our RJ422 standards. It is open. It is a serial port. Basically, it reduces the complexity. There is no IP complexity. You can go IP, but you don't have to. So we have the simpler solution, which is made for installs. Then on this table, finally, we're showing our new jog wheel tile. This was important to complete our video editing suite of tactile controls. So you see this guy. I really like it. It runs almost forever. It has a good weight, so this is something you like to touch every day. Let's head on into the booth and see what's up some more. Come with me. So here we're showing our Extreme controller, the Extreme D10, which is rack size, 10 rows. It is meant to control all aspects of your streaming production. It's basically a television studio in a box. It controls audio, it controls camera and lighting and video switching and titles and effects, playback, recording. Everything is on this one controller, and it is kind of unique to be able to have this in this rack format. You take off the lid and you start your stream. You have no setup time. Today, if you do this, in order to control all your network components, you are usually setting up a table of different controllers, which takes space, setup time, its complexity, and you hope it works. And if it doesn't, you get under pressure. And this idea here is to have an adaptable system such that you can choose which devices you work with. So what's your video switcher? What's your audio mixer? What components are you using in your stream? You can choose. Our system will tie this together, will glue this together, and this controller provides you access, which is multifunctional. It's very simple, it's very fast, and yeah. So the D10 Extreme integration. We have the C8 as well, which is a smaller form factor. It's an on-table unit, and it is just great for corporate streaming, for churches, for all the setups, which also may be run not by super pros every day, but you may want to have people introduced to streaming, and they need a controller which is easy to use, which is just simple, which is focused exactly on those things you want to control in your stream. No extra buttons, no buttons if you push them it goes bad. So the Extreme C8s. And we're showing our new Extend series of controllers. Extend stands for Extend Your Stream Deck. Stream Deck and Companion, this combination is extremely popular today for good reason. It's multi-target control with the button box, which is neat and affordable. We provide the Extend to add features to your setup, which are nice for control of continuous parameters. So whenever you control devices which need continuous parameters, such as audio mixers for levels, lighting systems for levels or colors, video, cameras, you want controls where you can set a level direct, like with a motorized fader, and you don't have to go plus minus on buttons. So the Extend really takes your setup a big step forward, and it extends the reach of what you can do with your Stream Deck and Companion. You add Glue to it, and Glue and Companion will share the same Stream Deck. And for example, changing layers on the Stream Deck, and you see the faders moving to different pages, doing different things. So what you get is a very compact, also very solid, because this is a solid mount for the Stream Deck. A new kind of a device, a hybrid of a device, the best of both worlds. So we have a new demo video of the Extend up. Make sure you see the Extend website, you see the video. So we have seen modular hardware, and modularity is important to adapt to your cases, to your applications, to your workflows. But the software has to be equally powerful and modular. And Glue is a new breed of software which makes control of the network very simple. And Hannes will demonstrate just how simple it is for you to use Glue to assign functionality to your controllers. Hannes, how do you do that? There's a controller, how does it work?
So using Glue, it's very easy to assign your functions to the controller. So you define what you want to control with what button and with what fader. So whenever you connect the controller to Glue, it automatically detects it, and it also shows the layout of the controller directly on your screen. And now if I say I want to have the ATEM program and preview zone on those two button rows, for example, I just select the button row, I select the program zone, and I click Assign. Now I have my program selector on here. And I can also do that for the preview zone. And now I have ATEM program and preview on those buttons. It's just as easy as that.
So Hannes, what can you put onto your controller in terms of functionality? What kind of devices does Glue support in control?
So as Glue is completely modular, you just load a plugin for the device you want to control. So you go to plugins right here, and then you click on the plus, and then you have this list of plugins. And if you want to control a Visca camera, for example, just click here, and then you have a Visca plugin, and you can control a Visca camera.
So how is it when I have a device which Glue does not directly support, as you cannot support everything on this planet, right? So how does this work?
So Glue is a very open software. It's very easy to add support for devices which don't have support yet. So there will be a collaborative cloud where you can also work together with other users to add support for a device. If the device speaks a standardized protocol, what you can do is you can use our target system to add support. So we have those protocols, for example, Mackie MCU, UE, TCP, UDP, HTTP, MIDI, DMX, OSC, Node-RED and WebSocket support. And then using the UI, you can enter your data structure definitions that Glue knows how to talk to the device. For example, this is the definition for the X32. And all that Glue needs to know to control solo, for example, is that we have switch parameters. They have this value, this color when they're on, this color when they're off, and this is the OSC address. It's just as easy as that. And if you have a device which speaks a very complicated protocol which cannot be represented as data, and if you want, you can also do scripting right inside Glue. So without needing to set up a development environment or anything, you can use our script feature to write custom code in JavaScript or TypeScript right inside Glue if you want.
And how about the Stream Deck? We saw the Stream Deck being integrated into Glue. Could you just show us how to deal with the Stream Deck in Glue?
Yes, of course. So it's very easy. Basically, the Stream Deck just appears in the list of controllers here, like any other MakePro X controller. You just select it, and then you can do a normal zoning. So right here we can see that the first 2 rows are being passed through to Companion. So there you have your Companion buttons on the Stream Deck, just like normal. And then on the bottom 2 rows, we can assign zones, for example, ATEM, Program and Preview again. And now you can set custom icons, for example, or custom colors. So you just click on Widget Settings, then you can select a button, and let's choose an icon for that. So I click on Choose Icon, and then I just search for microphone, for example, and let's choose this icon. Now you even get a preview here, and once you click Save, you have the icon on there. It's just as easy as that.
So we just heard about Glue being open, specifically also Glue being able to be coded and scripted in case you like to. You don't have to, but you can if you like to. And if you really get going with custom coding, like Lucas did, then you can implement quite easily pretty amazing workflows and ties into systems which really benefit from custom control. Lucas is a lighting expert, and we're demonstrating an integration of a leading professional lighting system, the MA Lighting Grandma 2 and 3 series, but I have not too much clue about lighting. Lucas says he's our expert. Lucas, what have you got for us?
Yeah, thank you, Frank. So I have the Glue and I have the MA3 and I need to control it. So it's notoriously difficult to control the MA3, but thanks to the new script feature, we are now able to do custom integration with basically anything with custom protocols that the software speaks. So first of all, the controller is a custom built controller which has all the stuff you would need to control an MA3, like executor buttons over the handrest and the X keys and executor extensions. But we also have something over here that I will talk over later. But first, let's have a look in here. So what we have is the GrandMA3 on PC, but this will also work with the GrandMA3 consoles as well. And in the background, we have running Glue, which is already connected to the console. So now we can control it, but that's not only a one-directional thing, it's bidirectional and also shows the states of the currently playing executors nicely with the green lit buttons. So talking about this area, we can now also do stuff that we previously weren't able to do on hardware. So you most probably know the workflows with the layout views on GrandMA2. They were really common. And now in GrandMA3, people use them as well to make custom workflows inside of the layout views. What we can do now is we can put those onto hardware. We can make those tactile, and we can enable people to develop muscle memory for those looking onto the stage, being able to control that live without having to look on the touchscreen, which is a really cool way of integrating custom protocols and workflows into our consoles and work with Glue.
So here we see our professional audio studio control families, the Exact and the Exceed. And those are there to implement workflows, not just control, but workflows for your studio. It is for complete studio integration. You will be able to control all aspects of your studio using Glue and gain tactile control, fast and efficient, creative new access to your favorite sequencer and to your other outboard gear. We're shipping this early next year as like a regular release product. We're working with pilots today, and if you work with Reaper or Logic or Cubase or Studio One, we would and you're interested to have great new workflows for these sequencers, then please be in touch. We're looking for pilots now for this studio range of products, and we may work together to get these into your studio and do amazing new things together. We're also demonstrating our modular hardware ability in the sense of you configure your highly customized, like fully individualized controller. How does this work? Our controllers are made up of modules, and all these modules are like this. It's a combination of electronics, tactile controls, and metal, which is what we call a tile. And these tiles are modules which you can slide, or we would slide for you, into an aluminum rail system, such that whatever you build, from very small to very large, it's always a very robust, very solid piece of equipment. And because it's so modular, it can change. And because it's so modular, it is also repairable. If ever a module breaks, you can repair it. You would never throw a MakePro controller away, because in 10 years, 20 years still, great faders are great faders, and if anyone breaks, you replace it and your controller is back to life. So we have an online system which allows you to build your controller. It's on our website. Please head to MakePro-X.com, register, go to My Devices, create a device, and then you can, in a drag and drop fashion, take tiles from this library and populate these on screen. So you see, I'm moving tiles from left into the area. I could make the controller larger or smaller, so set the dimension, and I have a 3D preview. So whatever I'm doing, I was just moving in these faders, and we could just double these faders, so you see the effect. The 3D will follow and give you perspectives into the device, so you can see it before you have it. And when you really like it, when you say, that's my controller, that's perfect for my workflow, you can order it. There's a button for ordering this. We will work with our distributors and retailers to get you served best in the place wherever you are. And it is our goal to have this on your table within 2 to 3 weeks of time. So we think this is a remarkable proposition. So far, all you can do is buy existing controllers which are fixed and designed for some purpose, and then you use them for some other purpose, but that's never ideal. What you get when you can customize is a more compact controller, which is more easy to use, whereas you can work faster and more focused than on an assortment of controllers which were not really made for your application. So welcome a new way to design your tactile interfaces.